Happy New Year, everyone. Welcome to your January 2024 astrological forecast. And you know, I'm doing all signs for this month, a monthly report, and I will always do all signs for the weekly forecast. But in the future, I may only do monthly forecasts for certain signs, because these signs, it's like not just my channel, but kind of across the board. There seems to be certain zodiac signs they're just not interested in astrology or even tarot. Okay, so there you'll notice that some tarot readers even only do certain signs, and that's why, you know, if the sign isn't interested, then it's just really not worth putting up a video for them. So like I said, in the future I will probably only do certain signs for monthly, but I will always do all zodiac signs for the weekly and other things also. But anyway, so this month, the month starts off with, on the 1st, Mercury goes direct in Sagittarius. Finally! Yes! Mercury direct. Okay, so that is something to look forward to, especially having a retrograde period during busy holidays and trying to travel and all that stuff. Trying to get in touch with people, not always that easy. So if you are having problems like that, they'll start to smooth out. In fact, you may even be receiving some packages or cards or something or other this month that you should have gotten last month. Okay. On the 4th, Mars leaves Sagittarius and moves into Capricorn. On the 11th, there's a new moon in Capricorn. On the 13th, Mercury moves into Capricorn again. On the 20th, the Sun moves into Aquarius, and on the very same day, Pluto moves into Aquarius again. I will be doing a video on Pluto in all the signs. Pluto in Aquarius for all the zodiac signs, okay? On the 23rd, Venus moves into Capricorn. Up until that point, it is still in Sagittarius, moved there at the very end of December on the 29th. And then on the 25th, there's a full moon in Leo. And on the 27th, Uranus turns direct. So, thank you so much for your support, your continued support. Thank you, subscribers, and thank you so much for checking on me. I really appreciate it. If you're new to my channel, please subscribe, okay, and click on the notification bell, and you'll be notified each time I upload something. And also check out the links below in the description box. One is to my website, and there is another one called Ask Me a Question, which is for those of you who only want to know maybe one or two things about your chart. Okay, so now for your forecast. Happy New Year, Libra. So, okay, the month starts off with planets still in Sagittarius, in your 3rd house. That's where you have Sagittarius. Okay, on the 1st, Mercury turns direct again in Sagittarius, okay, which is very helpful. Your 3rd house is the biggest house of communication. It's naturally ruled by Gemini, which is ruled by Mercury. Okay, that sign. But anyway, so this is the natural ruler of the 3rd house, and when it's retrograde, a lot of times your communications or contacts with other people, they're unclear, they don't make sense, or you kind of think that people understood what you meant by what you said, and vice versa, and sometimes you find out that that's not true. They weren't even listening to you. Whatever. But this is the house of regular postal mail, so a lot of times packages, especially around this time of year, the holidays and everything, and even cards, you know, something that you would expect to get around the holidays that you haven't received yet could come this month, so don't be surprised. Or it went to a neighbor. Some of your stuff probably went to a neighbor, or vice versa. You have other people's packages and mail, okay? And maybe they just never got around to giving it to you even, you know, or that could actually just be happening now. Someone, you know, maybe they were away even, you know, they didn't realize that your package was sent to them, okay? This is also when you would have like more contact with your siblings and cousins, just like the people in your neighborhood. You know, you may have better conversations now that Mercury's turned direct again with these very people. Okay, you may even want to just clarify something or other with someone because it did make sense to you. Okay. Mars is still in Sagittarius in your 3rd house up until the 4th. Then it will move into Capricorn, into your 4th house where you have Capricorn. Venus is here up until the 23rd because Venus just moved into Sagittarius at the end of December. So this is actually really nice, very pleasant transit, especially in conversations with other people. The 3rd house is your everyday life. The people and places you would encounter throughout the normal course of your day. And it's also any form of communication, email, regular postal mail, text message, voicemail, excuse me, even Skype, something or other, okay? But, you know, you may have a lot more contact with people, you'll notice, okay, throughout the normal course of your day, and it's very pleasant. You may end up actually doing a lot more in your own immediate area also, your neighborhood, or go to businesses that you haven't been to in a while or something or other. But nice get-togethers even with siblings, okay? We'll move into family when everything moves into Capricorn, like Mars on the 4th moves from your 3rd house into your 4th house where you have the sign of Capricorn. There's a new moon here on the 11th. Mercury moves into Capricorn on the 13th, and Venus moves here on the 23rd. So your 4th house is your family, your home life, excuse me, the very place where you live, your home, okay, the property surrounding it. It's also your personal life, your past, your childhood, and the very foundation of how you were raised. Okay, so it it always makes sense that you have more contact with people at this time of year, especially like at the end of December when the Sun moves in to Capricorn. It moves into your 4th house. So you could even be like holding or did hold some kind of party, could be New Year's thing or a little bit of a reunion, or maybe maybe your place is the house to go to during holidays, something or other. But that kind of continues right now. When Mars moves here though on the 4th, you may have been planning on doing this anyways, and now that Mars is here, and when Venus moves here on the 23rd, a lot of times you want to do new things to your house, beautify it in some way or make some kind of changes. With Mars, sometimes the changes are big, sometimes they're physical, though. You know what I mean? Like this is remodeling in some way or other. Maybe clearing a certain section that you want to use for something specific, okay, that's mainly like just yours. Or if you do live with other people, like you're changing living arrangements in some way or other, but they're more suitable to you. You need for something like this to be done, okay? Especially around that new moon on the 11th. This is when the changes could actually take place. Any kind of physical changes, okay? Now, this 4th house is also your personal life, so you could be making changes there even. You know what I mean? If you have a roommate, you could be making some kind of more beneficial change as to who is at your place, who comes to visit your home. You know what I mean? You may have a roommate that has obnoxious friends, This is the time you're like laying down the law, you're changing all that, okay? If you have just like your regular immediate family, there could be a need for some kind of change. Let's say if you have children, some kind of change you want to make there as far as their behavior goes when they're at home. But this is the time to do stuff like that, especially around that new moon. Does bring a new beginning. This with Mercury here from the 13th on. Mercury was already here last month in Capricorn before it retrograded back into Sagittarius, then turned direct on January 1st. Now it's at forward still in Capricorn, and But back in December, you may have heard from someone from your past, and it does usually coincide with the holidays. Again, every year you probably hear from someone from your past. Who the hell doesn't, right? But this could be like a, I don't know, pretty big deal in a way. You know, Pluto is still in Capricorn. Will be moving, actually on the 20th, it moves into Aquarius again. It will move back into Capricorn, I believe, sometime this year before it fully moves into Aquarius again. So this is back and forth, you know. So it could be somebody from your past. That could be like a little bit, they were pretty important or significant in your childhood, maybe. It could be a relative coming into the picture. I do have to mention, okay, just very briefly, on the 27th, Uranus turns direct. Uranus is in Taurus in your 8th house, where you also have Jupiter transiting right now. This is the house of legacies and inheritances, so there could be something that has been going on in, you know, for a while, back and forth with your home. Again, like your family, your childhood, but you could be on the receiving end of a legacy of some kind, inheriting something. So that could actually be what's going on here too, is you are making room for something that you're gaining. It doesn't always have to be monetary, okay? Somebody could just be giving you something, whatever. But, and again, that could actually happen around that new moon. But, with Uranus turning direct, if there was something stalled in this area, it will move forward again. It's not going to affect you that much just yet, so I'll cover a little bit more next month. Okay. Anyways, the Sun moves into Aquarius on the 20th, the same day Pluto moves into Aquarius, into your 5th house. Okay, a fun and creativity and romance, any kind of speculation or gambling, even if it's just on yourself, on a creative project, on a child, you know, willing to put money into a child and anything that they're doing. This is when you start shoving that kid into dance classes or singing or sports or something or other, okay? Pluto's been here off and on, okay? So like I said, it will move here fully by the end of the year, and it will be here for like many years. Okay, so this is where a lot of changes are happening in your love life even. Okay, your romance, creativity, anything that you do that's creative, all kinds of stuff, you know. You could be creating something that really, the Pluto rules the masses. Okay, so eventually you may have already started this, but it may take some time or grow over years, but you may create something that affects whole large groups of people or whole generations, because Pluto moves so slowly that it does affect one full generation, at least a good 10-year period, where people that are born around the same time you are, you all share the same Pluto sign. You all have Pluto in the same sign, okay? So we could go back to the 60s even, and all the music that came out during then, and how much it influenced a generation. Even till this day it still does. Okay, so you could be one of those people that are like some kind of agent for change, but it is it's in your 5th house of creativity and romance. Okay, gambling, speculation, stuff like that. So I'll go into more detail. I mean, I'm doing a video on Pluto and the signs, okay? Anyways, there's a full moon in Leo on the 25th in your 11th house, where you have Leo. It's directly across from this 5th house of Aquarius, okay? So around that time, a full moon is supposed to bring any kind of problem to the surface so it can be dealt with and then done away with. And your 11th house is your house of friends. Friends and associates, acquaintances, where you would normally go to hang out. Any kind of group or organization that you belong to, and any kind of goal, dreams, hopes, or wishes that you are trying to pursue. Okay, so within your group of friends, I would have to say that you are like telling them, you know, putting them in their place more or less when it comes to maybe your love life or something. If you do create something or other and it's out there for the public to see, They may have some kind of snarky remark to make about whatever it is that you do. Meanwhile, this person, usually it's the critics who have no talent whatsoever, and that's why they're a critic. Okay, all they can do is critique other people's work, so don't even pay attention to it. But it could just be somebody in your circle of friends or acquaintances that says or does something that you're like, that's it, you know. You're going to lay down the law, get rid of them, put them in their place, or do something. But if they're that much of a problem, it's a good idea to just get rid of them. Okay, so the best time to do something each month is when the moon is in your own sign. And the moon is in Libra on the 3rd, let's see here, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 30th, and 31st. The best time to lay low is when the moon is in your opposite sign, and your opposite sign is Aries. And those dates are the 16th and 17th. The best time for romance, recreation, creativity, fun, gambling, or speculation, and anything to do with children is the 12th, 13th, 25th, 26th, and 27th. The best time for money is the 5th, 6th, 7th, 18th, 19th, and 20th. The best time for your career is the 22nd, 23rd, and 24th. And the best time for communication and travel is the 7th, 8th, 9th, 20th, 21st, and 22nd. So happy New Year to you. I wish you many, many good times ahead. And you know what? Don't forget to check out my weekly forecast. I'll see you then. Goodbye.